Yeah. So yesterday we were talking about the characteristics of IIS. So in this, yesterday, I talked about compute, storage, network, and the load balancer part. So now we'll go to what are the advantages of IIS. IIS, if we choose IIS, infrastructure as a service, right? Uh, there are shared infrastructure. Okay, IIS allows you multiple users to share the same application in the physical infrastructure. This means is I can host 10 applications. I can manage and maintain 10 applications in IIS. That is one of the advantage. And you can have web access to the resource. Like IIS allows IT users to access the resource over the internet. This is common for across all the resources. Pay as per user use model. So in IAS, you can pay how much you utilize. Okay, that is one of the advantage. I'll show you what are the different types of subscription models are available. Tomorrow in tomorrow session, I'll explain number of user subscription models and what are the different flavors of subscriptions are there. Okay, I'll just explain. Focus on core businesses like still nowadays, if I understand correctly, more people still use IIS to focus on their business growth and IT infrastructure. Because what happens is in IIS, if they have a on-prem application, so lift and shift operations will be easy for the first time when they are doing migrations and activities. And also IIS supports uh, 1 minute. IIS supports what I can say core businesses and IT infrastructure, in the sense I have a database which is there in on-prem server, and I wanted to migrate that database into Azure. So we have a separate migration mechanisms like lift and shift operations. With the help of lift and shift, they will allocate a VM or virtual machine on Azure cloud platform, and they will do a connectivity from the on-premises network with the express route or with the VNet or VNet pairing based on their cloud architecture. We can say cloud adoption framework module, and then they will perform those activities. So by this they can do a seamless migrations. On-demand scalability, yeah, this is one of the main important and big advantage of IAS. Like I have one virtual machine. With that one virtual machine, what I will do is I will create one image. We call it as VMSS, virtual machine scale set. Okay, with that help I can scale. I can create 10 images based on my user request. I can do 100 things. I can scale up based on my demand. Okay, this is also one of the important advantages what we see in our IIS. Okay, any doubts in IIS, you can just ask me.
Yeah, for the last point, can you give some example? I heard you saying one VM we can create multiple clones, right?
Yes, yes. So we have a 1 minute.
Already VM is a virtual machine, and we are again trying to create
No, no.
10
A virtual
clones.
machine is a physical machine, but we will create an image out of that virtual machine. So, virtual machine,
Okay.
we can't scale up because virtual machine is a set of configurations. We can't scale up that based on demand. So, to overcome with that, we have a concept called VMSS. So, let me go to the page. So we have a concept called what I can say VMSS. Okay, virtual machine scale set. So with this VMSS, we will create images of the virtual machine, existing virtual machine. I'll tell you how to create image. This is there in the virtual machine. Our this one in the this
Like physical machines, we create images, and that image will help us
escape.
it will.
Yes.
Like multiple physical machines are there, so we do the imaging for one machine and same we install in rest of the machines. So time and all. will
No, no,
be
no, no,
reduced
no.
to a great extent.
Yeah,
Are you talking
actually,
about that imaging?
no, no. Actually,
Hmm.
we have a concept called virtual machine image. So I have a one machine. I'll create an image and keep it ready, and I will
Okay.
configure that images for application to access
Okay.
to custom
Uh-huh.
domain or to do instead of virtual machine, physical virtual machine, I will just do a one image out of it, and I will point that image to my server. So once the request and the response get increased, or if my 10,000 users increase to 50,000 users, what internally I will do is I'll define a scaling rules where if response is more or user requests are more, then increase the virtual machine images. So it creates a copy of the image. So that request will be distributed and the response will send to the user in a faster way.
Mm-hmm.
You are
So
creating
again,
a copy.
virtual virtual machine skill set, the imaging that we are going to create out of one machine, we are creating
Hmm.
multiple images. So, like the single machine from where we have taken the imaging, that will have both applications as well as database, right? Front end and back end both should be configured in that.
Yes, yes, yes,
Hmm?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
I'm just trying to have some pictorial format which
Yes,
helps in
yes,
clear understanding. Yeah, fine.
yes, yes. Okay, so that is all about virtual machine skill set. Okay, we'll see that kind of imaging implementation in our
Yeah.
class. Okay, so now here on demand scalability and IIS infrastructure as a service, you can just utilize those things. Now, next is okay, what are the disadvantages with using IIS model? The major disadvantage is the security because this security part is should be taken care by the means organization itself, the organization who maintains an infrastructure as a service. This will be not taken care by cloud service providers. They will take care of only at the middle layer and the operating system layer, but to maintain a security for the login and for the application transactions and all, this security parties should be taken care by what I can say, companies, the companies who owns the application. That is one of the important point. And second thing is maintenance and upgrade. Have you heard about a key terminology called patch update or OS update? So those patch updates and OS update should be maintained by cloud service sorry, the organization itself. It will be not done by the cloud service provider. So this is one of the what I can say disadvantage. If you go for patch and all, automatically this maintenance and upgrade, security and interoperability issues, everything is taken care by cloud service provider only. But coming to IIS, if you are using infrastructure as a service model, security it should be taken care by the organization, and maintenance is taken care by organization, and interoperability issues, this should also taken care by a vendor, like vendor, we call it as a vendor in the sense organizations. Okay, the vendor who owns the application, they should take care of those things. Okay, because see,
What
if
is this vendor lock-in? Third point.
third point, okay, whenever you are doing a migration, no, I just told you one of the examples. Some of the migration issues, if they suppose I'm doing a migration from on premises to uh, uh, cloud. So if they face any migration issues, if they face any issues, so when the organization has to look what
Okay.
issues they are facing, because in PaaS, if you are using PaaS environment, we have predefined migration techniques, like six types of lift and shift, like online backup system. So everything is predefined. But if you are going manually, so these are the manual activities and compatibility issues will be there. So only for these things the organization has to take care if they are going for on premises to cloud. Okay, in IIS model.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, so now this is the characteristics of a past environment. Okay, so this is one of the important part. So PaaS offers platform as a service. Okay, it offers everything platform. You have to put only application and data. Okay, you have to put your app, your application code, and your database, data or database, anything. Okay, so this what we can say PaaS, application and PaaS, and this also
So,
works. Yes.
mm. So PaaS, it supports any kind of database, or here we have a certain list of DBs that is supported by Azure PaaS?
No, so PaaS supports any kind of database which are available in our Azure environment, like Cosmos DBs. So let me go to the portal, so I'll show you. So the if coming to the database, hmm, so we have our resources, more services. So if you go to databases, these are the database offerings. Okay, so SQL, Elastic Pool, managed instances, Cosmos DB, open sources, hybrid, additional. These are the database which supports Azure
Okay.
supports. Okay, so these are the database you can do. These are some of them are SaaS, software as a service, like ADF and all. If these are the SaaS services where you have to put your data. Okay, so
Okay.
SaaS.
So, so what if we have different DB in on-premise? So from suppose Oracle is there, or maybe some other DB is there. So how do we migrate Oracle to SQL in Azure?
There are
That is
migration
possible.
possible,
Mm,
but there are migration tools are there. You have to use those directly. It is not possible. We call it as a migration techniques. So if you have a database is different, because whenever you are doing a migration from Oracle to SQL, uh, first and foremost the data type will be changed. If you are using
mm,
in Oracle int, and if you are using Oracle in SQL,
mm,
in SQL it will be a 4-bit. In Oracle it will be a 8-bit, and the data type
mm,
will change. If you are using numeric in Oracle, here it will be a number.
mm.
So those things migrations should be manual, and we have a migration. Some third-party migration platforms are available. With that, you can
Mm.
dump the data from Oracle to SQL. It's
Okay,
not a straightforward.
but migration is possible. Any
Possible.
kind of DB we can migrate
Ah,
to the DBs which
yes,
is supported by Azure. Fine.
yes.
Okay.
Migration is possible. Okay. So now coming to the platform as a service. So this pay as you go model, and here you can just use using the internet. Okay, and I will just explain you what are the things will come in pay as you go model. So if I go to the page, okay, so here we have seen no application data runtime. So we will see the same. Yeah? Yes, so okay, now coming to the IIS. Now we'll go to the pass. So I'll go to the, and then here I'll go. This is my operating system, and this is okay. So now I'll put application. This application and its data is managed by our organization, and remaining services like I'll say runtime, this runtime, and I'll say OS slash operating system, and I'll say virtualization, IRT, virtualization, and it is servers, storage, and networking part. Okay, these are the only two. Our customer will manage only these two applications. Okay, remaining all managed by uh, this organization. Okay, only these two are managed by customers. You can say customer, and this is managed by organization, like a cloud service provider. The terminology for it is cloud CSP, cloud service provider. Okay. So here, this is a PaaS environment. Okay. Any doubts? Anything you can. So these two things are managed by customer, and these entire thing, operating system, runtime, stack. Suppose you are using PaaS. So I'll just tell you one of the PaaS example. If I go to the portal, a web app is a PaaS. So you will relate now what is mean by PaaS. App service. I'll not create, I'll just show you what this is. A PaaS app service is a PaaS environment. So here I told you, right? So if I go to here, so this operating system, runtime, virtualization, server, storage, and networking, this is maintained by cloud service provider. So if I create any, I'll create one new resource group, say p a PaaS rj. You can see this runtime stack. So this runtime stack will be predefined by this cloud service provider itself. This is a runtime stack. You can see I was depicting a diagram. No, this runtime stack. If
So
you
what is runtime stacks? If you can explain more about it.
see runtime stacks in the sense version of your if you are using a .NET, if you
Mm-hmm.
are using a Java, so those latest version of latest updated version will be installed on the operating system.
Okay.
Okay, suppose if you are using a PHP, latest version will be installed. So if you are using an IaaS, infrastructure as a service, here
Mm-hmm.
latest will not be there. They will give just a operating system, virtualization, and everything. This runtime and all you have to take care of your own. You have to
Mm-hmm.
explicitly download from the internet. You have to check your based on your application compatibility. You have to install. But here, every stack is installed. You have to choose which one you wanted to use for your application. So I'll say .NET 6. So Windows, I'll say Windows. I want Windows operating system. So on Windows operating system, I'll get a machine with the predefined runtime installed, and you no need to worry about this runtime. If you just mention, that is fine. So this is uh, all about a PaaS, platform as a service. If you go for infrastructure as a service, this option will not be available for you. You just create a resource, and post creating you have to install manually. So that is completely owned and managed by the organization itself. Okay, so this is one of the advantage of using PaaS. So in PaaS, what we get is we will get everything: runtime, OS, virtualization, server, storage, and network. Only you have to deploy your application, you have to manage your data, that's it. So that is one of the PaaS offering, what I can see. Okay, in PaaS offering again, we have several characteristics like what I can say, managed services will be there, developer friendly will be there. You can perform a scalability, and you can use like high availability and redundancy, data redundancy options will be it here, and multi-tenancy will get so many features or characteristics you will get when you create a pass. I'll explain this web apps while I have a separate sessions here for this. So we have session fifth. So this is one of the pass offering. So here I'll explain what are the things we can do, how we can develop, how we can deploy, everything we will see here, okay, in this module 5.
Okay, one more thing, Ravi.
Yes, sorry, my name is Neeraj. I'll just read right, Manjush.
Neeraj.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah, thanks for correcting. Neeraj, I have a question. So it's nice that you'll be showing us how to deploy apps and even maybe few of the sessions you'll take around migration and all. But then for us to be able to do the practice, how do we do that? I mean,
Ah,
any
that
company?
See, for practice and all, I'll help you. In next session, you should be ready with your credit card. So I'll help you to create an account and you can create it and you can use it.
So credit card, in a sense, amount is less. Any plans to get the amount deducted?
No, no, that is completely owned by you, and
Mhm.
it will be within $1,000 only, if I understand. Because the practical and the implementation which I do, what you do, no, you just create it and then try to delete it. Post using the post creating an app, try to use it and delete it. Once you delete the resource, billing amount will not be much, but the billing and all is taken care by you only. It should the training institute will not provide. Training institute
Mhm.
only will help you to create a setup, how to set up and how to uh, do the practical implementation.
Mhm.
Whenever you have a free time, you just go for the video recordings, and based on that you do the practical implementation on your individual subscription or on your individual account.
Okay. And I mean, whatever you show, it will be available to us in the recordings anyways.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And the amount which you mentioned, $1,000, that is in dollars or
No, no.
rupees?
Actually rupees, Indian rupees.
1,000 rupees per month
It is based on the usage, what you create.
usage.
Usage.
Right. We'll see. Yeah.
It's based on the usage. You can cap that limit also. I will tell you how to cap it, how to go, how to set the correct capping of the costing level on the subscription and all. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is about what I can say, PaaS environment. So you should practice. If I tell you when you are into Azure, no, you should go get a hands on, then only you will understand. Practical, theoretically you will get it, but practical implementation you should get. Okay. Sure, then let's move on to the uh, cost. Okay, I'm just explaining the characteristics of the PaaS environment. So what I will do is so I'll I'll just explain you about the global presence. So global presence of the data centers here. Data centers. I just you can see the location and the region. So these are the regions where I'll just get the exact link. You can see these are the regions where data centers are available: Europe, West Europe, Asia Pacific, uh, Middle East, and these are the government side for Azure government. So only government related applications will be used in this region. Okay, so these are the what I can say services which Microsoft data centers are located. Okay, I'll just give you the correct link. Give me 1 minute. Azure data center locations. So why I'm telling this location is someone comes to you and asks, can you check, can you host this application in this data center or in this region? So first you have to come and you have to check which are the regions these data centers are available. So you can see Microsoft Azure data centers. These are the data centers. You can just check. You can see Africa. If someone tells you even in Africa, there are South Africa and South Africa West, and Asia Pacific, you have East Asia and Southeast Asia. Australia, you have this. Azure government, you can see these are the government sites. I'll just paste this link in the chat for the reference. You can just keep it. Okay, I'll just paste this link in the chat. Okay, so these are the regions where you can host your applications. In India, we have three regions. One is Central India, South India, and West India. The exact location is Pune, Chennai, and Mumbai. Okay. And in Israel, we have this Israel and Italy, Korea, Norway, Poland. Okay. You can just view this entire diagram. You will get all the details. Okay. This is a good link. You can save it. And again, in we have here availability zones, availability sets. Some people wanted to use availability zone, availability sets. They can utilize that also. Okay, I'll just tell you in upcoming sessions what you mean by availability zone, availability sets. Okay, so this is about the global presence of the application. Okay, now I'll tell you the subscription models. This is one of the important model. Subscription models measure. Okay. And this is one of the pricing calculator. First, I'll explain a pricing calculator, then I will go for subscription. So, pricing calculator in the sense, if someone asks you, I'll just share you this link in the chat. Uh, can it use this is a copy link? I'll just paste it in the chat. You can utilize because this link is dynamic. You can just say price your pricing calculator. This page will come. Suppose I wanted to create a one virtual machine. I'll just add it. Okay, you can just click on this automatically. Instead of virtual machine, since I'm in app service, no, I'll just go for app service instead of that. Just click on app service. So app service is added. You can see here. This is an app service. Okay. Suppose for this app service, someone asks you to check for the cost. What is the cost involved if you opt for the plan and the configuration? So what you have to do is, suppose I wanted to host my application into Southeast India. So go to India, South India. And I wanted my operating system to be Windows, and I wanted my application to be Premium V3, which is production tier, and I wanted to select the highest RAM P3 V3, and I want the instances in the sense machines. I want four machines, and you can see here this is a subscription model which I was talking about. Service plan. Okay, this is the service plan. If you are planning to do saving plan, then if suppose say your application you have 3 years contract, you can choose this. If you have 1 year contract, vendor contract, you can choose this. If you want to reserved instances, you can choose this. So the cost, you can have a discount here. If you go for pay as you go model, you can use pay as you go model. Okay, so Azure processing, you can just utilize this
What is
link.
this reserved instance? Sorry, I forgot your name.
Neeraj.
Neeraj, yeah. Can you please help with reserved instance? I mean, how do we
Reserved
use it?
instance means the dedicated instances will be there for you, where it will have a cost saving. If you want me to explain in a correct way, like reserved RI, we call it as a RI. It is used for it is used for purchasing options available in cloud service providers, be it be AWS. This option you will get in AWS also, Azure also, and Google Cloud also. It allows you to save money, and you are paying upfront, or you are paying upfront in the monthly wise, or you are paying upfront. You have two options available here. If you see, upfront means 1 year directly you are paying 13 years 13% discount. If monthly means month wise, you will be paying. Okay, this, this is offered cost saving. For cost saving you will get but most of the people will use pay as you go model, and we also refer pay as you go model instead of reserved. The reason being, whenever there is like what I can say, whenever you don't have a feasibility, like billing will happen monthly for this pay as you go model, and you can see the usage of the application. Suppose if you opt for the reserved one and your application usage goes high, or it goes beyond your expected limit, so then it is very tedious task to have one more instance and billing will be more compared to pay as you go. Pay as you go offers based on your need and the requirement, and here we get more flexibility. So always you select pay as you go model instead of reserved instances. There are some plans where people will opt for reserved, but most 80% of the people which I have saw, they are on pay as model. Okay, so this is 3,50,000 per month. You can, because I have four
So
instance.
yeah,
Yes,
needed. So reserved instance, like in other words, can we say, okay, I'm just ensuring that I have enough capacity or machine in hand. So when needed, I can use. If not needed, it can still be kept on.
yes. It can still kept on, and it will be still billing for you.
Okay, fine.
It is still billing for you. Okay, so that's the reason people will not opt for reserved. If you have application and you have a contract where your customer wants that instance to be live 24 into 7 into 365 for 1 year, 2 year, or 3 years, then you can choose a reserved instance and then you can host that kind of application. Again, that everything comes under the architecture. We call it as cloud adoption framework. At that point of time only, the architect will decide based on the application model, usage model. uh, the people will decide whether you have to go for saving, because this everything will be calculated. If you go for pay as you go model, how much cost will come. If you go for saving plan, reserved instances, how much options will come. Okay, in reserved instances, again, like term length will be there, instance family and the regions will be there, resource allocation will be there, unused reservations will be there. So many things are there that comes under the architecture. But you can choose this while allocating a resource only. You can check.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so this is if I take one instance, if I take minimum plan, and if I go to the minimum basic, so here you can see the cost. This is monthly cost.
Yeah,
Okay, so this cost calculation and all you can check in the pricing calculator. Okay, suppose someone asks you to check the resource configuration, check the what is the cost will come, like if I opt for this Microsoft resources like Azure function apps app service. You come here directly, you can give the exact feature which you wanted to implement, and you can give the cost. You can download the sheet also. Suppose I have given an app, right? I can download the Excel sheet and you can share that Excel sheet. There is an option called export here. Let me delete. delete. You can see there is an export option. If I export, so my Excel sheet will open here. So in this Excel sheet, I'll get all the costing. So you can see compute app service. This is a configuration estimated 45,556 for monthly. This is for monthly billing. And
yeah,
if the yes,
you got it. Thank you.
yeah. So this is all about Azure pricing calculator. Okay. Now let me move on to pass. Okay. So here one more important thing I just wanted to update is security and compliance. So security and compliance is one of the important point because this security and compliance is vary from region to region and government to government. What is mean by compliance? Compliance in the sense, suppose if you are hosting your application into west, I'll just tell you one of the compliance, Australia region or AU region, Australia region, and you can't pull out the data from the data centers to the another region, because that is a compliance given by the Australia government, that the data from Australia region, even though be it be private or be it your own data, without intimating or without informing the government, you can't take the data into other regions. So that is one of the compliance. Okay, so this compliance part also is important thing when you are creating the resources, when you are creating the application management. Okay, I'll just show you that also, because I'm just explaining one by one terminologies for the understanding. Azure compliance. Okay. So these, you can see this. These are the compliance, separate compliance offerings are there. Suppose if you are dealing with any kind of a data, if you are dealing with anything, so you here see this is what I was talking about. Australian government ISM protected. So here this is a rules and regulations given by the Australian government. What are the things you have to do, and for authentication how to multi-factor they are allowing, and for identification the policy you will add. So these are the compliance you have to keep it, suspension action, temporary access. So this is only for compliance. So we in Azure we have a separate team, for big organization people will have separate teams. They will work on security compliance part, where they will understand while implementing their application. They should understand. I'll just share this link, compliance link, in the chat. You can have and keep this information handy. Okay? I'm just explaining the terminology, like what you mean by compliance, how to look, and you are not free to take out or to do all the operations, because you are into a data center where you have user data stored on the data centers, where government will have their own restrictions. So we call it as a compliance. For those restrictions, we call it as a compliance. Okay, so this is all about uh, regulations, compliances. You can just have this link whenever you want. You can just check or filter it, and you can utilize, okay, these white papers and these privacies and this GDPR. Okay, so now, okay, and for this, okay, I just wanted to one more thing. So for this PaaS environment, PaaS and IaaS environment, we can integrate DevOps. Anyone heard about DevOps? Here? DevOps.
Yeah.
Okay. So DevOps in the sense a seamless build, continuous integration and continuous deployment, where you can perform automated testing, deployment, monitoring, and managing applications. You can do with PaaS and IaaS also. So this is one of the what I can say important feature, and you will a developer will have a relief just by single checking in the code. His application will be built, tested, and deployed into the dev environment or into the acceptance environment. So with Azure and the cloud infrastructure, you can perform this activity. Okay. And scalability, in PaaS environment, scalability options is also available. This automatically scales up and down based on your configuration or based on the resources or on demand. Okay, on demand, if your workload got increased, it will add up a machine. We call it as an instance. You have to remember instance, we call it as a machine. In cloud terminology, instance stands for machine. Okay, instance, we will increase the instances, one instance, two instance, three instances. Okay, that is one of the important what I can say characteristics of a PaaS. And in one more thing is in PaaS, what I can say is development language support is there. Development language support in the sense, just now we see while creating my application, right? Uh, while creating my application, e- this language support, development language support, they are giving you predefined installed machines. Suppose if I choose .NET 7 and Windows or Linux, so on this machine, the machine which allocates for me, you will get this predefined packages installed in my machine. So that is a development language support they are giving you PaaS. Initially this feature was not there, later on they have introduced. And again they are introducing Docker, they are introducing static web app code. Okay, so what I can say is development language support. They are giving you predefined application code installed on the machine, and they are allocating those machines. Okay, these are the main what I can say characteristics of the PaaS here. This is what talking like PaaS provides the programming languages, application frameworks, databases, and other tools. Okay, you can see this programming languages provides I just showed you know like .NET, Ruby, Rails, and all. And application frameworks you can see here Node.js and Drupal. You can use these application frameworks when you are deploying. And databases you can see uh, PostgreSQL, MongoDB, and Redis communication and ClearDB. So these are the database part. So if you come to database part here, I'll just show you that also. So if you go to all resource home, you can see this is the database part. These are the databases which you will get, okay, in the PaaS offering. Okay, and the PaaS provides various other tools like develop, test, and deploy. CI/CD also, okay, comes under the PaaS only. Okay. The advantages you can say uh, simplified deployment, lower risk, and pre-built business functionalities, and instance community. You will get community here. Community in the sense we have an online community support. GitHub is the one which people will ask questions, and you can do scalability, and you can use those applications for the deployment. Okay, I'm just explaining the things which I have already explained. Data privacy here. So here in this data privacy, like you will get corporate data, critical data, and you can locate the companies, so you can use it. And data privacy, compliance, and security is again a very huge topic. What you can say is like if you wanted to go for data privacy and data security, we have plans for that. We call it as a ISO I1 isolation layer. If you talk about the app services, just go for the app service, and while creating, I'll just show you one of the data privacy like where you can host your application. If you select a runtime stack and everything, okay, the runtime stack is .NET 6 and all. So here, so pricing plan will be there. East US, West US, okay, and I'll say anything. I'll just give simply, so you can see this. You can see this isolation level, no? I isolated V2, isolated V3, and isolated V2, I3 V2, I2 V2, and I1 V2. So this comes for data privacies, and what I can say, these are the explicit plan used for individual organization if they wanted to keep the data separately from the other. These comes into the app service environment. So okay, so nobody will have access to the resources unless and until the organization uh, will have. Okay, only the organization will have those access because this hosted in a separate hardware and a separate rack. The costing is huge for this. You can see the costing 31,359 INR per month, 62 and 1 lakh. And you can see this pricing. Okay, this pricing, so you can use if you have a if your application needs data, what I can say privacy kind of a thing, then you can use I1, I2, and I3. Okay, if that is coming to app service. If you coming to virtual machines, we have a separate images defined for data privacy. At the hardware level only, they will encrypt the data and save it. Okay, that is on the virtual machines.
And we call it as I1, I2, I3, right?
I1, I2, I3. Yes. Where data is stored in a separate hardware itself. We call it as a rack.
I get that. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. This is all about data privacy and integration with the rest of rest of the system applications you can perform, because we have a VNet virtual network, VNet subnet and service endpoints, and then you can with the help of that, you can just utilize the integration services and you can do the operation. So these are the one of the important thing. If that application is critical, you can utilize. Okay, and you can use those applications. Okay, now characteristics of a SaaS. So software as a service. So this is one of the important part. SaaS is kind of where everything, every application maintenance, support, and data, everything is provided by the vendor itself, the cloud service provider itself. Only you have to take care of your own data. Most probably, what I have seen is SaaS applications are databases, SaaS. Most of the SaaS applications are DB database, uh, D and B. Okay, most of the SaaS applications are databases where people people will go for the software as a service. Like I'll just give you one of the example as ADF. Anyone heard about Azure Data Factory? ADF, like ADF, uh, Data Factory. Okay, so this is one of the SaaS applications. This is one of the SaaS applications. So once you create it, so you can configure. You can configure. This is used for big data, where trillions of data you can store in a data center. Okay, so this is Data Factory, and we have multiple applications for SaaS. This is one of the examples. Okay, in SaaS, if you go for my diagram here, in SaaS, everything, application, data, runtime, operating system, everything is maintained by cloud service provider. Everything end to end is maintained by cloud service provider, where you can use this class. Only your part is you have to maintain and manage the data coming to uh, the SaaS part. And we have many multiple SaaS offering. Redis is one of the SaaS offering. Redis cache. Redis cache. RADI, sorry. Redis. This is one of the SaaS offering. This is used for to store the user session and user management, like cache. This will cache the data of users, like session management. Suppose you are using a session and you can't store the session into the past services. So with the help of Redis, you can utilize this. Once the user is logged in, you store the session related information into Redis. And with the same thing, you can same session you can utilize in your application. Just try to by accessing this Redis cache. Okay, so this is one of the SaaS offering. If you want, you can. This is one of the link. Just here. This is a Redis. Predefined steps are already there. You can just use, and you need to understand what component is for what purpose. What is the purpose? Okay, now I'll go for the ADF. I'll just give one of the link for Azure Data Factory. You can just click this. So this is one of the SaaS. Okay. So this is again a huge and separate topic, but for example wise, I'm just explaining, like ingest, control flow, everything is defined here. You just have to put your data in place and you can do all the operations, everything. Now coming to SaaS. Okay, business services. So SaaS provides various business services, startup businesses, and ERP, enterprise resource planning, and customer relationship management for building and the sales. This is one of the important concept. And in SaaS, I'll major characteristics if I wanted to explain, like web-based access, and subscription-based pricing model will be defined. Again, here automatic updates and patch management, everything is taken care by the cloud service providers. And scalability, again here you can do a scalability, and here you can see the documentation management and everything is taken care by SaaS. And like Stack, same page, Box, Juho. So these are few of the documentation part, and you can do social networking for things like convenience and mail services. A few of the mail services you can utilize with the SaaS offerings. Okay. So SaaS is one to many, where SaaS services are offered one to many model, where single instance of the application will be shared among the multiple users, and it's what I can say is low maintenance required for the SaaS, because this low maintenance is required for the SaaS. Reason being, the software as a service removes the need for installation or setup for daily maintenance for the organization. This everything is taken care all by the cloud service provider itself. So you no need to worry about this part, and less hardware required for the SaaS. You no need to worry about the hardware, because you are taking a complete package, hardware and the software, everything you are taking as a part of your subscription. So you no need to worry about this part. Okay, so this is all the SaaS offering, and here you can see multi-device support will be the desktop, laptops. You can just try to access it. API integrations are available for the SaaS, and no special hardware or software version is required while accessing the SaaS. I can access this application, SaaS application, from the normal browser only. So no need of any external software, third-party software. So just you can access this from the client browser. And you can customize your applications, and the SaaS applications are available in global regions also. And here data backup and recovery services are maintained by the what I can say, cloud service provider only. And this is one of the important topic, like data backup and the recovery, because if I'm using Azure Data Factory, if my data went for the loss, so you will have a data retention policies while creating those Azure Data Factory. So till that point, cloud service provider like Azure will maintain the data in a separate hardware or in a separate data rack. If user request that data, Microsoft will provide, like Azure vendor will provide that data to the customer. Okay, we call it as a data retention policy. You can define a data retention policy, data retention policy. Okay, you can just have this terminology, data retention policy. Based on that, it will start from normal 7 days, 7 days to 1 year, 1 year, and from 1 year to 5 years, 10 years. Till 10 years, you'll get the data back, but the costing will be more. How many days you will increase, that many days the costing will be more. Okay, so you can define data retention policy, and you can get the data till 10 years also. Okay. And here what I can say, billing and usage analytics you can use, and every services you can utilize here. Okay. This is all about the SaaS. Some of the disadvantages are there, like security. If everything is managed and maintained by the organization itself, but the sharing the user resources, you have to be taken care. You have to take care, like which user you are sharing your all the details. Access control management will be there at the organization level only, and the latency issues while accessing the data, while retrieving the data, sometimes end user may face latency issues, because the data resource will be there in East US and you will be there in Australia. So sometimes the data latency issues will get, and total dependency on the internet. If you don't have internet, you can't access the SaaS operations, can't access the SaaS application at all. And switching between SaaS and vendors is difficult. Suppose you want to migrate. Suppose today you are into Azure, okay, and you wanted to migrate this resource to AWS, Azure Amazon Web Service. Okay, then at that point of time, the maintenance, managing or migrating the data from Azure to AWS is quite tedious task. It's not so simple and straightforward. So these are the things, disadvantages will get. Okay, in SaaS, software as a service, and these are the service comparisons. What I can say, service comparisons like compute, Amazon EC2, AWS, and Amazon batch functions, and Google Cloud computing and storage services, AWS and EFS. This again I'll explain in next session, because this is more for what are these services, what is EC2 stands for, what is virtual machine Azure functions, and all. I'll just explain. Okay. What are the storage services, databases, where you see this resources and all. Okay. I think I'm done with these are the few of the important topics. So we'll cover tomorrow. Almost we'll cover tomorrow half of the session. Till now, any doubts, any clarifications, you can just ask me. You can just let me know. So I told you first 3 days I'll be just covering 1 hour. Then we'll post 3 days. Once the students are confirmed, then we'll start with the new session. Like 1 hour 15 to 1 hour 20 minutes will cover.
Yeah, sure.
So
Thank you, Neeraj. And Neeraj, I have a question. So Saturday and Sunday also, are we having this morning classes?
no, only weekdays.
Okay. And if in case, due to some reason, morning classes, if in case I'm not able to attend, is it possible to do this classes somewhere in evening hours or night
No,
hours?
no, no, no. That is
No.
not
So
possible.
only option available with us is to refer
Morning.
the recording for the past
Yes,
dates.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
recordings, where are these recordings available? Are these accessible to us
Yes,
now?
yes, yes. Now, yesterday recording should be accessible to us. You have to reach to the training coordinator. They will share you the link. You can just access those recordings.
Um, I mean, reaching out to trainer, I mean, training portal at this point of time is very difficult. If you can help us with the link, maybe tomorrow.
Because tomorrow I'll help you the link. Help us with the link, because I don't have access to the link. They'll share a separate link. I will upload in a different drive. They will take it from the that drive, and they will have their own portal. From there, they'll share.
Maybe you can coordinate with them and share the link to us over chat tomorrow.
Sure. I'll try for that. No
Because
worries.
coordination takes time and people may lift the call, they may be into sessions.
Sure,
That's the
sure,
reason.
sure. I'll try to do that. No
Okay,
issues.
fine. Thank you, Neeraj. I'll wait for that update. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday I have received the link. Yesterday's recorded session.
Oh, okay. You can just share it to Manjushri on the chat itself if you are the
Oh,
link is
So
handy.
that is coming to us via email, is it?
no.
Sukrita?
Uh, it's coming from the WhatsApp chat.
Oh, WhatsApp, the channel is open, is it? Sorry, I did not get time to
No,
look at my WhatsApp.
not the
WhatsApp.
channel open. I think someone from this team, they sent me the link.
Mm, no, I did not get the link. Okay, you're talking about the course link which is available there.
No, yesterday's recording that shared me.
It is not there with me.
You can
Okay.
just share it in the chat. Otherwise, I'll just get it ready for tomorrow's notes.
Yeah, if you can create one group also, who's going to create the group wherein all these links can be shared. Shukrata, can you do that?
Yeah.
Possible?
No, no. Actually, that is taken care by the training institute only. So,
Okay.
and one more update on 12th, there will be no session. On 13th, I'll have. Okay, that's one update.
12th, which day is 12th? Today is 10th, right? Okay. Thursday.
Yeah,
You
Thursday
mean
there
to
will
say
be.
Thursday?
Yeah,
No
Thursday.
session on Thursday.
Yes, yes.
So, Thursday session, when are we going to have? If in case we are not
No, no.
having on
Like
Thursday.
I will extend one day. That's a part
Okay.
of the training.
Okay, and when are we expecting full, complete set of people to join?
Probably this weekend, and 16th onwards we'll freeze the batch.
Okay, 15th is next week, Monday, is it? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yeah, Monday next 16th we'll freeze the batch.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Neeraj.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Neeraj. Bye. Bye, Manjusha.
Bye.